Alright, so today we're doing a Shards of Lara block draft. So we just opened up our pack. It's been a while since I drafted this set. There's kind of two ways to go. You can go kind of a 5 color or 4 color big deck where you're just drafting the best spells. But there's also kind of 2 color decks because the last set really incentivizes being 2 colors. Um, so if we look here, our choices, I think, are Agony Warp, Savage Lands, Grixis Charm, or Predator Dragon. As good as Grixis Charm is, I think Agony Warp's just cheaper. So really, I think Agony Warp, Savage Lands, or Predator Dragon. This card is quite enormous and can just win games on its own. And Savage Lands fixes mana, but Agony Warp's also a very good removal spell. I don't really know which of these is best. I mean, the pack's very good, clearly. I think I just want to take the Predator Dragon. I feel like it's the most abusable. Like attacking for 6 or 8 can just end the game. So, I'm going to try that. Um, could just be better to take mana. I'm a big fan of that, but took this guy. Alright, so here, there's not too many options, I don't think, because as good as a Crayson Squire is and Tidehauler Strix, I mean, these guys are good. We have another Agony Warp. Again, card's great. Taupe and Ascetic, really good. But also Sharding Sphinx can just kind of take over a game on its own. If you happen to have other artifacts, it's extremely good. It makes a 1/1 every time you hit with any artifact creature. So if we take this, I mean, we have 2/6 drops. We don't have to play both. I mean, it's cool if we do. But I think, being single colored, it gives us a lot of flexibility, even though we're going to end up probably anywhere between 2 and 5 colors. We don't really know yet. I think it's just a powerful enough card. We should just take the Sharding Sphinx. Passing 2 Agni Orbs in a row, probably going to be harder to end up in Esper. But we'll see. Okay, so this pack we have, I think, 2 options. And I think those are Scavenger Drake. It's only a 1/1 flyer for 4, which obviously is terrible stats, but anytime anything dies, it gets a +1/+1 counter. It's actually quite good in this set. Actually, 3 options. I didn't see the Hissing Iguana. This card's fine too. It's just a 3/1 that kind of similar. When things die, you can deal damage to players. I think I just want mana fixing though. I already have these 2. So taking the Grixis Panorama gives me blue and red mana, and also black if I need it. So I mean, being able to play both 6 drops would be nice, and none of these are powerful enough where I want to take them over the mana fixing. So let's do that. Alrighty. This pack here. Well, we don't need another 7 drop, and this is by far worse than our other 6 drops. It's just not impactful enough. So 6/6 fire, but you have to sack creatures. Not exactly where we want to be. This card's quite good. 2/2 flyer. But we've got a Scourge Devil here. 5-drop. He's pretty good with a Weenie Rush. However, we don't have any removal yet. And Magma Spray is quite good at stopping the early beatdowns. And kind of the exact type of card we're looking for. So I think it's a pretty clear winner here. Just to make sure we don't die before we cast our 6 drops. Okay. What do we have in this pack? Not a whole lot, actually. So, we can take some random beater. I don't think that's very good. This guy makes your artifacts cost less, but we're not probably going to play that many artifacts as it looks right now. Tidal Scroller is good, but it's entirely 2 new colors, and it's kind of hard to cast. So, I mean, if we're going to take splashing color cards here, I might as well just take the Obelisk of Bant. Basically, it's going to let us start branching out into new decks, new archetypes, new colors. And, I mean, we probably won't even play this, but if we end up playing a 5-color deck, we're going to really want this effect. In this pack, apparently just a million Archdemons. Pack is quite good. You've got Elvish Visionary, All-Star, Windwright Mage, 2/2 lifelink can gain Flying, All-Star, but Fate Stitcher is just so good. It just does so much for so little that I think it's a clear winner here. And being able to just tap down their best threat is really good. Also, you can ramp into your 6 drops because you can untap your lands. So just playing like a Sharding Sphinx on turn 5 is very good. So best card I think in the pack. Not very close. I'd be happy first picking this card. So getting it 6 is quite excellent. All right. Ooh, I like this guy a lot. Uh, just being able to fog is fantastic. I don't think I have any other soldiers, but even so, he brings his own army in a can. It's like it's this Knight Captain guy, Jund Panorama, or Blood Power Elemental, but this guy's really expensive as removal. So I think it's either just mana fixing or Knight Captain. This guy also makes like these 1/1 tokens, which is really good with Predator Dragon because it becomes like an 8/8. Yeah, I mean I just have to take this card's just so sweet. I mean our mana might be awful, but we're having fun. Ooh, I like this card too. Basically just draw 3 or draw 5. If the 3 cards are really good, they'll let you draw 5. Otherwise, you just draw 3 for 5. Yeah, I mean, you have to show them your cards, but who cares? Basically, just take all the rares. That's basically what we're doing here. But yeah, I'm very happy to take that. Okay. Well, I don't think people have well, we had a ton of Grixis cards in this pack, so this is probably the worst Grixis card, Puppet Conjurer, but it gives us a bunch of guys, which is really good with Predator Dragon. And they just chump block, and they do a lot for our deck. I think it's better than the Obelisk. So yeah, I'm going to take the Puppet Conjurer. Alright, now, do I want an Ethereum Sculptor, or do I want a Metallurgian? This guy just blocks a lot. We're starting to just end up Esper. I mean, Predator Dragon's triple red. If we end up Esper, I think Metallurgian's better. Saves all your guys. He can block himself. Yeah, I'm just going to take this. We might not play it, but good to have the option. Nothing really good in this pack, but this card's okay. Like, if your artifact's going to die anyways, you can sack it and start churning through your deck. It's also very good with Puppet Conjurer, because it makes artifact homunculuses, so you can just go off and draw a bazillion cards. It's also good with Sharding Sphinx. If you start making 1/1s, you can just draw a bunch of cards. Random guy. This card's playable, actually. 3/2 regenerate something. So I mean, we're not in a clear direction right now, but we have strong cards. So I think that was a pretty good pack one. I didn't see a ton of red, because we took Predator Dragon and Magma Spray pretty early and didn't see anything else that really makes us go in that direction. So we might just not end up in red unless we see something strong. And we opened up a pretty big whammy here with Martial Coup. And I'm pretty happy I took Knight Captain because this makes a million soldiers. So since we can just have this guy sacrifice soldier and fog, we just fog for days, blow up the world. I mean, it's gonna be pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and do that. Just to note, let's see what else we're passing, see if anything wheels. This pack that looks a little underpowered, this is good as just kind of a Terminate, red-black removal spell. This card's actually quite good, pro red, blocks a lot of creatures in the format. Like, all of these guys are quite good, but this is also an artifact, so it has added utility in our deck. And this guy bounces if you have a blue permanent. So those are kind of the key cards from this pack. Also, Gleamer Resistance is quite good. So there's only about maybe 5 or 6 good cards. We're probably not going to wheel anything good, but that's all right. Okay. We do have this guy. We were talking about him. He's pretty strong. He's unfortunately a scout, not a soldier. Think of flavor fail right there. He also turns on with Sharding Sphinx. Yeah, I mean, it's like this guy or like an unsummon or something, but definitely this. And also, because he's multicolored, he turns on the blades in pack 3, which they turn into 3/2 creatures with abilities. So, yeah, seems pretty clear. Okay, what do we have here? Well, I don't think we're going to have 5 color, so the guys that get abilities with you being 5 color are less good at this point. So I think we have 2 options, and so this is an interesting pick here between this guy, which bounces something if you have a blue permanent, and we have plenty of blue permanents. We can get more. Or Gleam of Resistance to help us splash, and this pumps our guys, which is pretty good with Martial Coup, Knight Captain, and some of our other things. And also fixes our mana. I mean, as much as I like this guy, how many blue permanents am I going to have? I have like 3 right now, 3 or 4. I think Gleam is going to be good no matter what, and this card's only going to be maybe good as much as I like it. So I'm actually going to take Gleam of Resistance here. We have, not too many options. I think here we have Kaleidostone, which is kind of sweet with Ethereum Astrolabe. You can play it, draw a card, and then sack the Kaleidostone, draw another card. So that could be nice. But I think Zombie Outlander is just a solid card. Being able to have pro green. We're probably more in those color combinations anyways. I don't think we're going to be 5 color. We could end up green, white, blue, but I think that's unlikely. So I don't have any real reason to take Kaleidostone. I don't have any other than Ethereum Astrolabe, and this card's already going to be a pretty good role player. So let's just take that. And here we could take a Kaleidostone again if we want. It's either that or Mana Force Mace. So the creature will get +3/+3 if we have 3 lands, which is pretty good. Or +4/+4 if we end up splashing something else. Or +2/+2 if we're not playing that much stuff. But I think that has a lot bigger upside than a Kaleidostone. Like if I turn one of these guys into a 5/5. Or what I can do is use Puppet Conjurer to make a guy, and then upkeep, make another guy, sack the first guy so that the first guy has no summoning sickness, equip Mana Force Mace. I can start attacking for like 3 damage with that, or block. I mean, there's things to be done. Yeah, I'm going to take Mana Force Mace. It just gives you stuff to do with your mana. A lot of cards I wouldn't mind having here. This guy's totally reasonable. 4/3, but we have a lot of 5-drops, and this is way worse than most of them. This guy has a lot of utility as well, but I mean, Traumatic Visions is exactly the type of card you want to see. Basic land cycling, counterspell, etc. So overall, just very, very solid, and we'll be happy to take it. So now we're starting to see reasons to be in the artifact deck. This one will just give you more artifacts, so seems pretty good to me. Much better than taking a random Kaleidostone. So, might as well take this. And I could actually just take a Kaleidostone. The reason I might want to do that is I got Fairy Mechanist. It's just one more card that cycles in my deck. And I have the Ethereum Astrolabe. If I take this, I probably would want to play the Ethereum Astrolabe at that point. Because you have enough things to turn on. This guy's a 2/2, but again, he turns on for 5 colors to become just an absolute house, but I don't think we're going to be there. And Brackle Elemental is fine, but you kind of want shenanigans with it to sacrifice it. I'm just going to take a Kaleidostone. Let's see. I'm going to turn off my Facebook because it keeps blinking. This card could be good. It's more like a board card, honestly. But I'll take it. And I think I want to diversify board cards. Celestial Purge is much stronger than a second Counter Squall. I would never play either of these cards, so I'll just cut this guy from the opponents. Alright, I'm going to hide red. So Grixis Panorama still splashes for blue and black, which is fine. We're more blue-black anyways, it looks like. Oh, we get another Kaleidostone. So if I just play both of these, we've got the Astrolabe. It can randomly fix for colors. So, seems reasonable. It doesn't do a ton for the deck, but you never know. This guy is fine. Not great. Although it's quite good with Mana Force Mace. If you put this guy, make him like a 5/5, then he can be pretty impacting. This guy's great if you can activate him, otherwise pretty unexciting. Additionally, he's a cat warrior, not a cat soldier, so flavor fail again. Alright. So our options, so many gold cards, hard to see what's going on here. This card's pretty unreasonably good. In fact, we could just go back into red. I mean, we have a couple red cards, but I think our white cards are really good, especially Martial Coup. So basically, Deathbringer Thoktar, we'd have to splash it. It's quite strong. Or we take the Grixis Grimblade, which is probably just going to be good no matter what. And we're going to play it. So, I mean, the safe pick here is Grimblade. The sweet pick is Deathbringer Thoktar, but I think we have enough sweet things to do with our deck that I think I just want to take the Grimblade. And just attack for 3 on turn 3 seems pretty good. Maybe table like this guy or Soul Manipulation. We'll see. So we can take another Grimblade. They do combo well together. But 2 minutes blast is like just a very sweet magic card. But I think we just want to keep the course here. This guy's good, but we're not going to have enough artifact creatures to really make it worth it. As of yet, anyways. So yeah, Grimblade it is. This is pretty interesting. Because we got like a Soul Manipulation, Stormcaller's Boon. I think also even this guy is totally fine. I think we want the Ardent Plea. It'll basically cascade into these 2-drops. They're all quite good. Probably cut the Kaleidstones at that point. And also it turns on the Grimblades. So if you have a Grimblade in play, it turns it on. And now you attack for 4. Seems exactly where you want to be. So yeah. Speaking of Grimblades, I mean, pretty unexciting pack. Sorry you guys just see me taking these guys each time, but that's the way it goes. I wish they were the other one. The Esper Stormblade gets flying rather than Death Touch. So just ridiculously good. It's not realistic at all. Can't always have it all though. I think our pick here is between Zell's Persecution and Sanctum Plowbeast. I want mana fixing, or do I want this? Which I think is just an insanely powerful effect. I mean, Profit Loss was playable, and it costed 2.5 times the mana. Versus guaranteed mana fixing. This also, I also get to draw this off of Fairy Mechanist. I'm gonna take the Zealous Persecution. I think it's just irreplaceable. What does this do? +1/+2 has Vigilance, blocks creature, doesn't untap. That's pretty good. Or Meddling Mage, which doesn't really do anything. It's just worse than all our other 2-drops. So I guess I'll take this. And nothing really in the pack for us except Artifact Creature. But again, we can cast it pretty easily. It's a reasonable effect. You can cycle it. Pretty good for the deck, I'd say. guy do anything? He cycles. He can be kind of good. We probably won't play him, I would say. But I don't want anything else here. Alright, so this came back. This guy came back. What is better is the question. Are there creatures I want to bring back from the dead? Yes. But I'm going to be tapping out a lot. I think I'd rather just have this. Especially because there's another soul manipulation out there. Looks like it's probably not going to come back. This guy's fine. In our deck, he's not great. So the deck is just an aggro deck down here. And who knows what else. Our mana's pretty sketchy. But we're solidly 2 colors with a splash. So it's not that bad. All creatures on the battlefield and creatures in graveyard owner's hands. Yeah, I don't think we're playing that. This one where X is the number of attacking creatures. Sure. I got another one of these. This card's actually totally fine. Surprised no one's taken it. 7/7 Trample Haste, 1 attack. Okay, so our deck is kind of mediocre, but it's playable. We have some promising effects, though. We didn't see a single border post, which are really good with these guys. But if you just play enough of the Grim Blades, they're good enough on their own. Put all the maybes over here. Basically, all the white-blue cards, I don't know if I'm going to play. I think this guy is worth putting in the deck just because he cycles, and if you play him, he turns on the blades on turn 3. I don't know if I'm playing these either. So they all go over here. I think this guy's fine, even if he doesn't trigger that often. I think these are the white cards we definitely want to play. Alright, so we start filling this in. I think Ardent Plea is quite good in the deck. I think we want Mana Force Mace. I mean, even if it gives +2/+2, gives you something to do with the mana. And it's often give us +3/+3 with it. I think it's totally fine for this effect. I think Kaleidostones and Astrolabe are a package. Don't really want to play very many of these cards, to be honest. We play Obelisk of Bant. Fixes white and blue mana. Lets me cast 5 drops. It's okay. Maybe I just play all the artifacts. Like, even though this guy's not great, he's pretty good against non-other artifact creature decks. And we have some guys we can block with. And if I just play that, if I just play all these cards. I don't think this is exactly where we want to be in our deck. Let's see. This one's really good on the Grimblades too. They become 3/4 Death Touch Vigilance. And that is a card. Yeah, this looks reasonable. I have enough artifacts to be able to turn this on from time to time. It's great with Sharding Sphinx. play it, attack, get a guy, rinse, repeat. Let's just check our curve. The only real miss on Ardent Play is probably Zealous Persecution early. Everything else seems great. Yeah, I think I like this reasonably enough. Let's go ahead and... Do I want to just play this guy over something? 2/2 gains Island Walk. That could just be better than, like... No, this guy's a 3/4. He's not that small. And if you ever turn him on once or twice, that's all you really need. Yeah, I think this is fine. Just go Grixis Panorama. And I really need blue-black on turn 2. These guys, even though they're triple colored, I'm not going to play it that often. I'm usually just going to cycle it for some benefit. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white cards, and the rest are blue-black. And I have to have blue-black early. Otherwise my deck doesn't do anything. Maybe I don't even play this. I could just play an Obelisk. Like if I play Obelisk over this, it ramps into all this stuff. This is a non-bow with the Grimblades. Oh, it just prevents it to artifact creatures, though. So if I attack this into a non-artifact creature, it just doesn't really do much in my deck. Like, both these aren't very good. What if I just cut both, play an Obelisk, and play a Flyer instead? So we have a lot of high mana cost cards to turn this on. It actually looks a little better. And I have a lot of cycling and stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with this. I don't think I want a Metallurgian. I don't have enough to kind of activate that, and we're aggroing out. Okay, let's add mana. So we want 0 red sources. So this will give us 7 blue and black sources, which is not enough. What if we go up to 8 each? 7, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's not a lot. But I don't need white early. Look, these are my white cards. I have Obelisk to help there. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. So here I have 8, 8. The Grixis Panorama. The mana base is not great. And Martial Coup is really hard to cast. But I mean, if we're casting Martial Coup on like turn 8 or 9, it's not unreasonable to have Obelisk and a Plains in play, or have found a Plains with these things. I could cut an island or a swamp for a Plains. So that seems pretty bad as well. Let's go back to this. Yeah, I just don't know. I think it's fine. I mean, I can't cast Martial Coup very easily, but the rest of them, I think it should be okay. Like, I just really don't have that much white. And I can, like, cycle for it. Gleam, I'm usually going to cast, because I have a lot of guys I want to get through. If I don't cast my blue and black spells early, we're pretty much finished. Does this guy do anything on my deck? It's pretty good with the Glass Dust Hulk. Yeah, I think it's probably fine enough. Alright. Submit. So here we are. We're on the draw, but our hand is quite good. We have all our colors, so I think we just want to go island, swamp, plains, and attack for a bunch. This ooze could get out of control, but he's not using it, so that's fine. The question is, do we play Ardent Plea on turn 3? And I think the answer is yes. If I hit Zealous Persecution, it kills his ooze. And if I hit anything else, I get to attack for 3, and a creature is going to be better than this guy. So let's just do that. Alright. Well, there we go. Boom. Now I attack for 4. Yeah, I'd say that was very good. Oh, my creature died. Such is life. Let's see. Well, he misses land drop, so if I play Architects, I can just mana screw him. Well, this seems fun. Can't mana screw him, he has all 3 lands. Plan failed. What do I give him, though? Let's go... Just give him a bunch of swamps, and then a mountain. So the mountain on the bottom, and then swamp. Well, that gives him a bunch of chumpers. Ooh, Sharding Sphinx. That is a card. Let's see. So this turn I can just play Grimblade and crack my Panorama, which is pretty good because we put some good cards on the bottom of our deck. And get an island off that, which should help. He gets a couple little chumpers, but it's not too big a deal. Oh, wow. What a combo. So this will become a 4-3. With this, it's a 4-5. I think I'd rather have Death Touch than my Architects, so... Although Sharding Sphinx is better with Architects of Will. So yeah, actually, well, okay, so if he plays a huge creature, Grimblade's going to be better. But Architects has 4 power. Either way, so which is better here? I think the Architects is probably better. Get an island here. Well, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to play that and attack. So he can double trade if he wants. That's fine. Because his shield rushes is fine, but getting a flyer in play seems better. Ooh, hit a spell. Good enough for me. hit our cheapest option, so only took 2. Some nice value there. I think we want to play the Outlander and Obelisk this turn. And probably just trade, because we have Exalted, so having extra creatures in play is really not all that good. Like, if I attack with both of these, I attack for 4. Just this one's 3. Not really a big enough difference to matter. He might have green cards in his deck because of Bloodhole Ooze, but he could just be straight red-black, which is sort of seeming like what he is. Alright, well, whammy down. Here we go. You know, something crazy happens, I think. And that's pretty much the game. Alright. Would I like to exile black or red permanents? I think the answer is yes. What do I not need against this guy? I think because he's red, I should bring this in. Even if I don't cast it till later. Cut some of these ones. Probably out of planes. I think he's pretty fast, so I don't. The mace is a little bit slow. So what if I do this? And do I cut an island or a swamp for plains? Undecided. Maybe because I have these, I can cut a swamp for plains. Although I don't have. Yeah, I mean, I have Grixis Grimblades and that's it, so I think I can make that swap. Like, I don't have a ton of things up top where I need double black, anything like that. Alright, so again, we're on the draw. I think we will just. Okay, so he probably is 3-colored if he's playing this. Grix is colored. I think I want to cycle the Architects just to try to hit one of my spells. And if I draw an island, I can get Ardent Plea up. As good as this card can be. It looks like I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Luckily, this will take out his creature eventually. As long as I draw an island. Okay. We're going to beat down. I would rather not attack, because then he's not forced to use his guy. And he can just attack me for 1. And trading 1 for 1 is really bad when I'm behind. So I'd rather make him use his mana even though he can fly overhead. And hopefully draw an island or a plane soon. And if we do, we're in pretty good shape. If we don't, then we're in pretty bad shape. Okay, our creature died. It's a shame because if we had, honestly, if we had an island in play, we'd just turn off Wretched Banquet by making a homunculus. Okay. So, I think we play this guy, and then next turn, cycle Visions, and either Persecution or Purge, depending on what we want to do. just attack. And the reason I'm doing this right now is if he plays a mountain and tries to kill us, we gain a ton of value by just waiting. Like, we just time walked him and killed his creature. So that was better than dealing 1 damage with my Outlander last turn. Let's Ardent Plea, and then we'll play a Grixis Grimblade. Seems like we're going to have a lot of blades in play here. And then we have the Purge in case he plays a black or a red spell. Yep, that qualifies. I think I just attack with everything. And so what I can do is cycle this and purge something else. Yeah, I think that's our best option. Let's see. Well, I think it's worth cycling first. So I could draw into a land or a 2-drop. And I think I have more of those than higher cost spells. Let's tap this guy. Sweet. Take 2. Fine. The reason I wanted to let him attack is I want to just purge him, but looks like we're not going to be able to do that. So if I draw planes, I can just Martial Coup, which is pretty unlikely because we only have 1 planes left in our deck. Otherwise, I can make an attack where I can purge the Infectious Horror. So let me just... If I just attack for 4, he'll probably just trade, right? Then I die to a Snapper. This is bad because it puts us on our 2-turn clock. If I attack with everything, how does he block? Probably just trades off twice, which is also bad for us. If I attack with both and he takes both, then we die. Attack with both and he blocks. Maybe just attack with everything. He'll double trade here. Especially because he knows about Martial Coup. I think gives us the most outs. So we just have to deal with one creature. Or draw planes. Ooh, well, let's sack our non-basic land. Alright, so we could draw a Knight Captain. We can draw one of our 2 planes. Yeah, I've seen worse odds. Let's see, do I get a swamp or an island? I get a swamp. Alright, that doesn't do it. Might as well pass. Yeah, I got more information too. So he's pretty aggressive. I think we probably could have won this game if we played slightly differently. And as expected, we had Martial Coup stuck in hand, but that's alright. Maybe I should put in either Sworn Shield. Mage. He doesn't have any artifact creatures. And it's a good blocker, and it's very good with these guys. But what would I cut? I already have so many good cards. Yeah, no, it's not better than anything. I think we'll just keep it how it is. And it's not a great hand, but I can't really mulligan. Hope I draw one of my like 5 white sources. If I do, the hand is quite good. Do I trade with this? He only has black permanents, so it'll start growing. How fast will it grow? Probably pretty quickly. Maybe a 2/2, then a 3/3. There's my Grimblade, which won't necessarily turn on. If I had a creature already, I think I would just take it. I think I'm going to block, though. He has plenty of black permanents. Okay, well, just going to play this. I didn't know I was going to draw planes, but it's alright. Let's go ahead and play Shielded Righteous. I don't want to play Grixis Panorama in case he plays Anathemancer next turn. I'd rather take 0 than 1 if he wants to play a creature. Pro white, huh? Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's just play our dude. All our white creatures versus the pro white guy. It's pretty funny. He literally just a 2-2. It doesn't seem very good. Your 3/4 death touch is quite a bit better. Okay, so might as well attack here, I think. And no real reason to play my swamp, because if he plays the Singe Mind Ochre, I'd rather have this in hand so it can hit that instead of anything else. Although if I play the swamp, then next turn I could hold up to Traumatic Visions and Zealous Persecution if I draw a land. So actually, that is worth it. Because what's probably going to happen is he's going to hit me with the Bomber this turn. We're going to take it. He's going to get 1/1s, and I'm going to Persecution on my turn, because he's going to give this unblockable. Attack with all of these. I play Persecution, attack with everything, and deal a ton of damage. Pretty sure that's how this is going to go. Could also sack a soldier, but I think I want him to hit me with the Bomber. Let's see. Could also play Covenant of Minds and just sack a soldier next turn and do the same thing in a turn or two. I think that's better. Like, I don't even have to attack with the guy this turn. My guess is I probably get those 3. Yep. I don't think I want to cycle. I think this is better in my hand. Ooh, that's disgusting. Well, pretty sure I have to save my soldiers now. What if I just play... What if I just attack with the Grimblade? How does he block? Just with a Goblin? Hmm. So I think I just cast this. And probably use my Knight Captain this turn. Hopefully it just unearths my his Bomber. Alright, well, we definitely should use this. Multiple infectious horrors, huh? Okay. How am I winning this game? A zealous persecution. Attack with this, this, and this. And this. I could even move the shield onto the Knight Captain. If I do that, then these die. He has 3 blockers. He can attack me with these, but I can still block with this and something else. But I lose 4 life. That's not a huge deal. If he has all these blockers, he'll block like here. Then he takes what? I'm attacking for 4, 7, 10 on top of that. Alright, well, now's as good a time as any. I can move this onto this guy. So otherwise he can just attack back with everything. And I die. So let's not let that happen. So if I attack with a soldier, if he blocks the soldier with 2 and then blocks something else, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then I just die to the attack back. Yeah, that's bad. Wish I had 1 more mana. Maybe I'll just attack with everything. Oh, this is actually really important because now this one on tap, so we don't just die. Just strictly those. But let's prevent combat damage. And somehow win the game. I don't know how we're going to do that. This guy took all our blades. That one. Alright, that's not good. Puppet Conjurer. Almost does it. Let's see. Any way we can win here? Play the Glass Dust Hulk, or play Puppet Conjurer, make the Glass Dust Hulk a bit bigger. Nope. I mean, we can try. Looks like it doesn't misclick. So that's unfortunate. Untap. Let's see, our guy, I guess. Yeah, that's game. Alright.